robots. So in our house, we have a robot. It's a Roomba. It, goes around and it cleans stuff and then it returns to its charging station. But then I look on the internet and I look up Japan, and robots are going crazy. They're throwing footballs. They're taking care of old ladies. They're shaking hands with people. Obama comes over. They're doing backflips. Why are the Japanese so much apparently better at robots? But ultimately, from an economic standpoint, what jobs are robots going to take, and how is that going to change, in your view, the economies, the major economies of the globe over the next 20, 30, 50 years?
Well, it's funny you say that. This is one of the most serious topics, and if people aren't terrified by the prospect, and I mean terrified not in some science fiction future way, but I mean over the next 5 to 10 years, if you're not terrified, you don't understand the problem. Right now, between robots, artificial intelligence, and algorithms, by some estimates, at least half the jobs in today's economy are at risk over the next 10 to 20 years. It's very, very scary.
So give me an example of a job that just clearly is going to be going away. And don't say internet, TV, radio show host, because then I will come on up out of my seat.
No, well, consider driverless cars by Google.
Okay,
right? That's a combination of robotics, right, and artificial intelligence. That's going to put truck drivers out of work, taxi drivers. It's going to imperil the automobile industry. Right now, so many cars on the road are idle most of the time. And so with driverless cars, the need for an individual family to own a car is going to drop, again, by some estimates, at least by half. So people will be buying fewer cars, and those cars primarily in Detroit will be built by robots anyway. So driverless cars, and by the way, the technology is in place right now for driverless cars to invade our roadways. The only reason they're not invading is that companies like Google, and now Apple is getting into the act. By the way, Uber is getting into the act. Uber is looking to develop driverless cars. So let me key in on one thing I heard you say. Right?
Sure. So if you're thinking, hey, I understand I'm a taxi car driver, or I'm a truck driver, I'm in logistics, I drive, but if the robots or driverless cars take my job away, I'll just get a job in a factory building those robots. But what I heard you say is the robots are going to build the robots. You won't have a job anyway. Did I get that right?
That's exactly right. Between now, when you throw in things like 3D printing, by the way, when I say driverless cars, I was using that as an example. Only at the very highest end of the employment spectrum, and at the very lowest end. So unless you're doing super high-end work that computers or algorithms can't duplicate, like something creative, or at the low end, like you're a carpenter, pretty much everyone else in between is at risk right now.
Well, if you play sports, right, if you're a linebacker, or you're a wing out on a rugby team, or you are a world-famous racquetball player, those things robots aren't going to get into.
Right. For now. For now. Yeah. But consider that in 1997, a computer program beat the world chess champion. And in 2011, beat the two reigning Jeopardy champions. It is just a matter of time, and some very, very smart people are terrified about this, including Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk. These are very smart guys who are terrified about the prospect of what they call superintelligence.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I want to make sure we get to China too and try and get some framing around that. So are the bookends, right, on artificial intelligence, algorithms, and robots, is it at the far end, Skynet from Terminator is sort of the doomsday scenario? And my other question is, did this all start in 1974 when the commercial was first aired for Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Is that like the bookends of the robot industry?
Right, I'm not sure when it started, but and I'm not talking about Skynet. I'm just your first question was just about jobs, and most jobs are going to be replaced by algorithms unless you consider yourself doing something that a robot or a computer program can't. And it's just a matter of time. The next 5 to 10 years, 20 at the outside, most jobs are going to be replaced by computers or algorithms. Now China's also a problem, and China's got a problem. Consider that China's economy depends on manufacturing things for the developed world. Well, what happens when 3D printing and robots can build things better than Chinese assembly workers on the Chinese assembly lines? China as a country is in serious jeopardy by these same technology trends.
So is that good for us in USA, America, that Chinese will be under pressure by these technological manufacturing trends? Because generally we felt like the richer they get, the faster they're moving in technology, the more they're able to compete. So will this advantage us here in the U.S.?
Well, I don't think it'll advantage us because, again, these jobs will be lost here also, and not just in the manufacturing sector, but also in service jobs, information worker jobs. Those are going to be lost pretty soon. And I'm not sure where the re-education is going to be. So even leaving aside, you know, the Skynet dystopian apocalyptic views, a lot of people are going to have a lot of leisure time on their hands. So technology will make entertainment a lot cheaper, but serious problems need to be dealt with in terms of our U.S. education system. And these same trends put China and the rest of the world at risk. I don't think it's a matter of China versus us. The entire globe, the human race, jobs are going to need to be redefined over the next 5 to 10 to 20 years. Very serious problem.
So this is great. I want to put a cap on this because we've got some other stuff to hit. This is just a yes or no question. Will robots have a Bill of Rights? Or will you be able to do, yes or no, will you be able to do anything you want to a robot that you own, or will they actually have rights?
Well, I'm not sure. Isaac Asimov talked about robot rights. I forget in which one of his great works. But it was more about robots shall do no harm, that kind of thing. Robots will always listen to human beings. I don't know if they'll become sentient at any point, but by that point they'll be a lot smarter than us. So I don't think they'll have anything to worry about from human beings.